Alrighty guys, I'm back with another video talking about YouTube and a new Coppa lawsuit that has been introduced. And I wanted to tell you guys that my only concern now and talking to YouTube through messages, and I have gotten an email and all of that. And they explained the rules and all of that, which I already knew, but my concern is that YouTube won't be able to tell the difference between toys and figures. Toys I consider for babies, kids, something simple that doesn't have much articulation or movement, something that is safe enough, that doesn't poke them, make them bleed, anything that doesn't cut them, just something simple to have fun, not a lot of details, inexpensive, super cheap, versus a figure that's aimed for collectors at 14 and up, people more mature. And of course, the main differences for me are they are for collectors, people who want to invest a lot of money into figures that cost a lot of money. That's why they are called collector or action figures that are exclusive, like X Plus, SH Monster Arts, NECA, and other companies out there. They are targeting at a much older audience out there, and that's just my main concern, that they won't be able to tell. And of course, they are more expensive, they have a lot of details, a lot of articulation. They are not really meant to be played as a kid or anything like that, because of course they are supposed to be collectibles, something that you admire and something that you see a lot. It has a lot of details. It's something that's supposed to represent a exact replica of what you see in the movie. For example, Godzilla King of the Monsters. X Plus has this giant sized Godzilla. This one is almost $800. This is not for kids, and that's my main concern, that YouTube will label everything for kids even though it's a figure. And that's just the main concern that I have. And I took my time to actually look at boxes from figures that I collect, like Monster Arts, Figure Arts, X Plus, NECA figures. On the boxes, I confirm that they are not for kids or babies. They are indeed for adults or teenagers. So if you look at this right here, this is the SH Monster Arts. They are around $50 to $80. The exclusives can be $100 and something dollars. I don't consider this for kids. Will YouTube consider this for kids? I really don't know, and I really hope they don't consider this for kids. Now, if you look at the packaging, it clearly says that it's for ages 15 and up. 15 and up, you're not considered a kid anymore or a baby. So that's my main concern, that YouTube will handle this, of course, by bots, robots. So how will a robot identify exactly what for kids and what for adults or teenagers? That is just worrying, because I don't want a robot to screw me up for a mistake and claim that my video is for kids when it's not. Especially with Godzilla, there's a lot of hardcore collectors out there that take a lot of pride in this. Now let's look at NECA. NECA claims their figures to be for ages 14 and up. So there you go. You can clearly see that my channel is not made for kids, and I really hope that YouTube takes feedback from every YouTuber out there that does content, and they implement better rules moving on to the future. And I really hope that the rules that we have right now can be changed throughout our feedback to become bigger and a better community. Now, moving forward, I can confirm that my channel is not catered to kids, and the majority of the people that watch my channel are teenagers, adults, people that are into collectibles, hardcore like me. So taking a look at this chart, 26.4% are from 18 to 24 years old. 25.3% are from 25 to 34 years old. Moving forward, 35, 44 years old, 45, 54, and the less percent is the 2.0% of 60 plus. So you guys can see right there that I don't make content for kids, and you guys know this. I don't focus on reviewing toys for kids, nothing like that. I have always been a hardcore collector for Godzilla and other figures, and that's the main difference between figures and toys. The price difference, the details, articulation, who sculpts them. SH Monster Arts takes a lot of pride into who becomes their sculptor, like Yuji Sakai. He is a legendary sculptor in Japan. Moving on to NECA, yet again, you can confirm right here in the packaging, it says 14 and up. So please, YouTube has to implement rules where they somehow check, or you can confirm with someone on YouTube that indeed your content or the figure that you review is for adults. And this is very important for YouTube and other content creators who do blogging, figure reviews, news covering whatever. There's news that can be for kids, news for adults talking about mature things. Now moving with figure arts. Again, Darling in the Franxx 02. YouTube can consider this for kids. Why? Because it has pink, red, blue, glowy type of colors that pop out a lot. Now, indeed, this is not for kids and this is for adults. I have confirmed yet again on the packaging on the back that it says it is not for kids. So please, YouTube, take feedback from all of us and improve on this system before 2020 or as time goes by. So you guys can see on the packaging right here, it confirms the ages for this package or for this figure. And it does affect a lot of us. It will affect us. So at the moment, all I can do is just wait until 2020 and see how my channel is affected by this new law that YouTube has implemented and that YouTube has been hit by. And of course, X Plus, we all know that it is definitely not catered to kids or babies. We know that X Plus is a very high-end exclusive line like NECA, X Plus, Monster Arts, Figure Art, and other things. We know that resin kits and X Plus could cost up to $1,000, $800, $500. The details are very fine, very sharp, that if you touch Godzilla spikes, his teeth, they can possibly cut you. That's why it is not safe for a kid, especially the SH Monster Arts Shin Godzilla. How many of us have actually got cut by his spikes, his dorsal plates? They're very sharp. This has happened to me multiple times. Now let's take a look at the packaging behind the X Plus. It clearly says, wait, I don't think you can see it, but on the packaging it says that it's for 15 and up. So there you go, more proof to show that I don't review toys. I review collectibles, figures for adults, for mature people who enjoy this as a hobby or for whatever reason, right? We're in here for a common reason. We love Godzilla, and Godzilla was definitely not for kids when it started back in 1954, I believe. It was done to the nuclear attack with the US and Japan and all of that. So now taking a look at the Monster Arts packaging, it says 15 and up. It says in Japanese right there, but you guys can see the 15 logo. That actually says for ages 15 and up. So there you go. The packaging is right here. Monster Arts is a collector's figure line. And we all know that if you guys have the original Destroyer packaging or the classic SH Monster Arts, it clearly said that it's a brand new standard figure line that it's coming out and all of that. So yeah, figures for adults, we get the point, right? Moving forward, I know a lot of people were worried, saying that they didn't want me to leave YouTube. Please don't leave. Like, what the hell is going on with YouTube? And I know, and I'm very sorry guys, but all that I can do is just wait until 2020 and see how this affects multiple videos from mine. And of course, I might have to put more, like maybe a disclaimer saying that this video is for collectors, for adults, not for kids, or maybe on the title, figures, collectibles, or collectors, something like that, that hints that this is not for kids. But just don't worry guys, I will always try my best and always be relentless in life. Whatever happens, happens, and I'll move forward with a good mindset, being positive, and I'm just very happy for everything that YouTube has done for this community. You guys, especially my fans, everything. And you guys know that I had to make a Patreon. You guys can go check that out. Now, talking about Patreon, I will be uploading as soon as people join. I will be uploading early content there, exclusive things that nobody else will have access to. So now, talking about figures. Now, let's look at this. Shin Godzilla has very spiky dorsal plates. If you touch them, or even a kid, whoever touches this, chances are you might cut yourself. And I want to make this clear, this is not for kids. This resin kit right here, or figure, is very heavy, very spiky, very detailed, and this is what could happen if you touch this figure. You have to be very careful. So obviously this is not for kids. If this falls on a kid, on his head, or whatever, on his feet, that's going to cause a lot of damage. Just look at how spiky Shin Godzilla is. This is definitely not for kids YouTube. Please understand that. And if anything, we're just worried that YouTube or their bots could make a mistake with our content, confusing it for kids content or content friendly. Tricky part will be how to identify what's for kids, what's for teenagers and adults as a figure, There's companies out there, even movies. Just because there's a movie about Spider-Man, Transformers, Godzilla, there's going to be companies that target kids and make Godzilla toys for kids. And there's other companies that will target teenagers, adults with figures, something that you can collect, very high end, that's around $100, $200, $500, $1,000. So this is going to be the tricky part, as I told you. What if YouTube sees Spider-Man, Godzilla, Transformers? They might think, okay, that's for kids. No, not everything is for kids. So the part that just concerns me so much is they will automatically think everything is for kids, for toys, Everything will be labeled as toys, no matter what it is. If it's resin kits, figures, high-end, what have you, right? Everything will be seen as toys for kids, and that's something that I don't want. This, for example, is a resin kit. A Godzilla 2014, very expensive, almost $500 or above, very heavy, sharp. You guys know the rules. This is something that a kid cannot simply go out there and buy. Like, not even one parent, for a parent, this is going to be very expensive, and obviously they're going to say no. Like, come on, $300, $400 is a full paycheck to some people. That is not something simple that comes and goes around. So what if YouTube implements a special section where you can actually confirm and send proof that what you're about to review or talk about in your video is not for kids, it's definitely for adults? And that would be somewhere around a left bottom corner, top corner. You can send a picture to confirm that indeed what you're talking about or reviewing is not for kids. And I don't know why they did this to YouTube. That's why YouTube Kids exists. It seems totally unfair, but all that I can do and hope for is the best for all of us. And I hope YouTube listens to every single one of us and takes feedback to improve on this system.